Pinnacle FC7 rolls on. It's time to bring the sizzle into the cage. That sizzle is Eric Bledsoe making his debut against Zach Cook, two pro debut fighters. Right now we send it up to Jazz to bring out the first fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go, here we go. Our next fight is brought to you by Rivertown Brewing. We're scheduled for 3 rounds in the Pinnacle Fighting Championships Professional Lightweight Division. Let's bring out your fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, undefeated as an amateur, making his pro debut. And this is one that comes in with a lot of hype because of how impressive he's looked as he's risen through the amateur ranks.
I know there's hype because McKinney actually shows emotion when this guy is fighting. Chip Douglas and Eric Bledsoe, the only people that get a rise out of Dave McKinney.
I'm a huge Eric Bledsoe fan, and matchmaker Dave Flick, I think, said it best. This could be the next Mark Jericho, the next Cody Garbrandt, a huge star in the making here in Eric Bledsoe. And we get to see his professional debut inside the Pinnacle cage, and probably the first of what will be many inside the Pinnacle cage.
He's got no easy draw to start off, Zach Cook. But so far, there hasn't been anybody that's shown any resistance against Eric Bledsoe. His last fight, taking out Fatty Schumann, who is as tough as they come. And Bledsoe has shown the ability in his past fights to both win on the feet when he has an advantage there and win on the ground when he feels he's the stronger fighter there. It's that adaptability that I think sets Eric Bledsoe apart from a lot of the other competitors.
I think that's a perfect word, is adaptability. It's the big stars in this sport that make the sport adapt to them. And that's what Eric Bledsoe does by finishing men like Fatty Schumann in the devastating fashion that he did. He's one of those guys that will literally take a promotion on his back over the next few years. I think he has that kind of potential in his career and that kind of athleticism as well.
Bledsoe's in the cage. We send it back to Jazz to bring out his opponent.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring his opponent to the cage. Please welcome Zach Cook.
Zach Cook from Team Chaos in Columbus, Ohio, making the journey across state lines. Zach Cook is an interesting fighter here, Dave, and a very experienced fighter from the amateur.
I've known Zach for most of his career, most of his amateur career.
Tail of the tape. We better go to the tail of the tape before Zach Cook gets this fight underway. Take it away, Dave.
And we see both professional debut guys here, pretty even, the age 24 versus 25. But a big difference, Zach Cook, 15 amateur fights, 9-6 overall. Eric Bledsoe, 5-0, actually made his amateur debut 364 days ago, so less than a year after making his amateur debut, he makes his professional debut. And I want to say Zach Cook, a little bit of a Ronin as a professional fighter, training not only with Ronin Training Center, but training with a veteran coach in Josh Williams there, Buckeye MMA, training with 4-time All-American wrestler Adam DeSabato, going down to Cincinnati, training with the Reed Academy, really mixing up his camp and kind of taking his training into his own hands and just really, making a big move coming into his professional career. And hasn't fought in over a year, which that fight he won via a knockout via slam. So a huge, great fighter, unorthodox guy, big right hand. Excited to see him here.
Bledsoe's got the sizzle. Cook has the swag. We send it up to Jazz Securo for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Rivertown Brewing. 3 rounds in the Pinnacle Fighting Championships Professional Lightweight Division. And now, fighting out of the blue corner, on my right, he stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds even, representing Bullpen Fight Club, fighting out of Wheeling, West Virginia. He is the former Pinnacle Fighting Championships Amateur Lightweight Champion, introducing Eric Sizzle Bledsoe. And now his opponent across the cage, on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 154 pounds even. He represents Team Chaos and DeSabato Wrestling, Buckeye MMA, fighting out of the capital city of Ohio, of Columbus. Tonight he makes his professional debut, presenting Zach Kid Chaos Cook. Your referee is William Bookwalter.
Zach Kid Chaos Cook in the blue trunks. Eric Sizzle Bledsoe in the black and red trunks. Both fighters making their pro debut. Bill Bookwalter, third man in the cage. I'm Ryan Cavanaugh, joined by my broadcast partners, Coyote, Kyle Rozeski, and David McKinney. Action underway. We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Bledsoe with some big right hands.
And a
Followed by
shoulder
short elbow.
Shoulder to the chin, it looked like.
Oh, he is throwing those bows, as they say. Bledsoe looking for a takedown. Cook, great defense here.
And it's the first time he's been able to throw those elbows to the head. And
Knee to the head there from Cook.
big knee from Bledsoe. Cook just gets out of the way.
Great opening stanza here.
And Cook's an exciting fighter. He comes at you from weird angles, throws a lot of unorthodox punches, but it's something Bledsoe's very cognizant of coming into this fight.
Bledsoe definitely doing the stalking here. Seems to be fine, taking the center of the cage and pushing the action toward the fence.
Cook doing a nice job of preventing the takedown, though.
Oh, finally Bledsoe gets that arm
Cook
drag
rolls
takedown.
through.
Good scramble.
Huge pace, tremendous pacer, not even a minute in. Both of
Excellent
these guys.
point, Dave. Both of them pushing the pace, but it appears to be Bledsoe who's keeping the high tempo and Cook reacting.
I think we've seen more strikes in this fight than all the other ones combined.
Cook now digging for a leg.
For the double leg.
Great takedown defense
to
by
get down a little
Bledsoe.
bit
Good
lower.
short elbows there.
Bledsoe is so innovative in the cage there. Push away elbows.
He needs to get some underhooks and turn away here. Maybe even use the corner of the pad if he can. He's right on it.
Nice, nice
wow.
explosion there from
But
Bledsoe.
that was almost
Elbow over
Cook
the top.
trying to free his arm.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, look for the trip hip
Bledsoe
toss.
went for a throw. Ended
Cook
up
blocked
with
it.
Cook on top.
Bledsoe in butterfly guard here.
Cook looked to land some ground and pound there when they fell to the ground, but Bledsoe looks fine.
Looking for
Very
the arm bar
composed.
here, it
Yeah,
looks
Sizzle
like.
had a great scramble to get back to that butterfly guard. Now he's in a half butterfly. Maybe looking to lock down that half guard there.
And I got to
Or at least
admit,
lock it up.
Zach Cook's wrestling has looked much improved here from what I saw a lot in his amateur game and training for a year since he took his last fight.
He just gave up.
Bledsoe
Yeah,
on top.
yeah, he went for an ill-advised guillotine from the top there, and the problem with that is when you posture up and you put your basic stability, you're very adept to being swept. And Bledsoe took full advantage there and finds himself on top in half guard. Now full guard, now Bass is back to half guard, and Cook needs to let go of that head.
You can't give an opening like that to someone like Eric Bledsoe.
Not at all. He's too explosive, way too athletic. I mean, you could say the same for both men, so they really need to kind of tighten it up a little bit in all aspects. Cook now closing up his half guard on Bledsoe.
And Cook has very good sweeps from
Easily
the bottom.
passed. Easily passed by Bledsoe.
Bledsoe has
Nice elbow
Cook
there.
mounted. Elbow to the face, and we'll see what sort of punishment. We've got 2 minutes, 15 seconds for Bledsoe to work, and he's mounted. And now grapevining the legs is Zach Cook.
Now this will be interesting to see here. Sizzle definitely in a dominant position, but we're coming up to be 7 seconds away from the round he's used to ending. Now he's going to have the additional 2 minutes to work, as you said, Ryan, and it'll be interesting to see if he has it in the gas tank
His mouth
to finish right now.
out.
He has not done much of this position thus far. I would like to see him move the knees up to the armpit and really start headhunting a bit with that power that he has. Right now, he's content just putting his hips down in a heavy manner and really just immobilizing Cook.
But does that take some of the offensive options away, being so low in the mount?
Absolutely it does. You can't posture up for punches. Now you saw right there, almost on cue, he had to sit up to get any kind of a punch with force.
Bledsoe looking for the arm triangle
Yep.
here.
For the head and arm.
Now Cook fine, great job going back to that half guard and shucking the shoulders back down out of danger.
Nice defense from Cook here on the bottom. And Cook doing a good job getting back to butterfly. Oh, a nice elbow from the bottom from
Elbow
Cook.
by Cook, absolutely.
But quietly, Bledsoe passes the side
Cook
control
turns the
here.
wrong way here. And
knee.
maybe might be giving Bledsoe his back if Bledsoe wants it.
I think both men are kind of resting here.
Yeah, on belly, and he looks to move him out, but it's Zach Cook who gains guard.
Yeah.
This is just a
I'm really actually impressed with how efficient both these men are. No one's really expending too much energy. They're kind of feeling each other out while being in the middle of the fray, and it's really interesting to see. Bledsoe
back to
again
full
passes the mount, though.
Let's see what he can do here. He looks for the head and arm.
And he should be
Now
able to
turns
finish
over
it.
to the side.
There it is. He should be able
Eric
to finish
Bledsoe
it.
Turning
looking
his
for the
hip.
finish on Zach Cook. He's got the head and arm choke locked in.
You may have
And
it.
Zach
There it
Cook
is.
taps out. First round submission. Eric Bledsoe victorious in his professional debut.
And I'm actually surprised he was able to finish from that angle. Now, it's not necessary to walk the clock, as they say, and angle out toward the head, but he was extremely close, almost hit the hip with Cook, and essentially all needed Cook all Cook needed to do was put his far leg over and lock up a half guard, and he would have been out of harm's way.
You know, Dave mentioned the growth of Cook on the ground with his wrestling, but there's still those holes, you know, jiu-jitsu-wise, and recognizing and identifying how to combat that submission attempt where he's going to have to improve his game.
Yeah, and I think that was more a testament to just the great grappling of Eric Bledsoe. And you see him step over here and just really squeeze in the absolute power from Eric Bledsoe, able to force the tap there from Zach Cook. And Cook just looks absolutely exhausted once Bledsoe does release the choke.
That absolutely was strange. You can see how far apart his elbows were on that choke, meaning that he didn't have what would be considered a rear naked choke grip where one arm is secured over the bicep. Instead, he went hand to hand, elbows wide, and then just purely squeezing out of strength.
It's a lot of strength from that guy, and it's going to be very scary to see him when he does drop down to 145, which he's planning to do.
Yeah, 5'7", a small or light heavyweight, lightweight rather. We set it up to Jazz Sakuro to get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends with a tap out due to a head and arm triangle at 4 minutes and 25 seconds of round number 1. Your winner, Eric Sizzle Bledsoe.
All right, I'm here with my friend Eric Sizzle Bledsoe from the Bullpen Fight Club in Wheeling, West Virginia. Eric is also a former Pinnacle Championships amateur champion. Keep your eyes on this guy. I think everyone can see that. This is his first pro fight. He's going places. This is another guy that Pinnacle has for the next 4 fights that we're really excited about. Eric, you came in here. You did your thing. You stood up with him a little bit about. He took you to the ground. You still were able to practice that blue belt jiu-jitsu that you have. So tell us how you're feeling right now, my friend.
Sorry I didn't put on a better striking show, but I was a little, I don't know, not really nervous, but I really wanted to win. I got to thank Justin Hastings, Jiu-Jitsu. Zach Cook is a good dude, man. He's pretty tough. Can I thank people? Justin Hastings, Jiu-Jitsu, Big Phil, Team Scallywag, Mike Napple, all the bullpen teammates and coaches that helped me get here. Thanks, guys. Hang with me on this ride, my friends and family. Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Eric Sizzle Bledsoe.